If you have Velocity points and you're frustrated because you can't find any of those business class reward seats for you to book, then good news. Today I'm going to take you through exactly how you can use your Velocity points and book those plushy lie flat business class seats to destinations that you actually want to fly to. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty details, if these sort of videos are helpful to you, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up and also left a comment letting me know. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into the first thing. The very first thing that we need to understand is that when we're using our Velocity points, there are actually different fare types that are going to impact the amount of points required to book these reward seats. What I mean by that is that if you jump on the Velocity website and you search for a popular route, for example, Sydney to Los Angeles, if you're not finding a reward rate, in order to book a business class seat using points, it's going to display a figure somewhere around 1 million points. But if we can find a reward seat, instead of paying 1 million points, we're going to be able to book a business class reward seat for about 102,000 Velocity points. This is the amount of points required to get from Australia to USA. For Japan, it's 82,000 Velocity points on a reward seat. For Singapore, it's 74,000 points on a reward seat. 119,500 points are required if we want to go from East Coast Australia to Doha using a reward rate. For Europe, factor in about 200,000 points. Now that we understand how many points we need, the next thing we need to do is find those reward fares. This is often the biggest factor. It is actually very difficult to find those reward seats because everyone is trying to use them because they offer great value for your points. Now, I am going to give you some tips on what we can do, but if you don't want to do all of this work yourself and you just want to be alerted for the best business class reward seats every single day, check out the link in the video description. In there, you'll find my Patreon group. But if you do want to start searching for yourself, don't use the Velocity Frequent Flyer website. That is terrible for finding reward seats. You're pretty much just taking a stab in the dark with random dates if you are using the Velocity website. Instead, you want to use a third-party tool called seats.aero. When you use seats.aero, you can scan the entire Velocity website in a matter of seconds, and you will know very, very quickly where business class seats are available for your particular route and also on which dates. Good thing about using seats.aero as well is it will actually tell you how many seats is on that flight as well. So for example, it will tell you that 10 seats or 2 seats are available to book at a rewards rate for that particular date. Now, if you do want to know how to use seats.aero, I have done a video walkthrough on that. Go ahead and check it out on my channel. Now that we understand how many points we need and we know how to search for those flights, another thing that we can do in order to increase our chances at getting business class reward seats is going to understand that flexibility is key. What I mean by that is being flexible with the dates and also the routes that we are flying. When we're using points, we want to be as flexible with dates as possible because reward seats are not always readily available. If we can keep our dates of travel somewhat broad, we are going to open up and increase our chances at finding reward seats. We can then increase our chances as well by expanding our route options. So for example, if we're going from Sydney to Los Angeles, we can increase the amount of routes that we're searching for by also checking for flights from Adelaide, Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. And instead of just flying into Los Angeles, we can fly into Los Angeles, San Francisco, or Dallas. Now you can do this for destinations all over the world, but that is just one example. You now know what to do, how you can search for those flights, how many points you need, and how we can increase our chances by varying our routes and the dates we're looking for. You do have one final problem, and that is that you also have to compete with me and the members in my Patreon group. Every single day I scan the Velocity website and I find the best business class reward seats available on the Velocity and the Qantas website, and I share that data with the members in my Patreon group. If you are after these really rare business class reward seats, you will have to beat me and my members to book them first. If you would much rather join us, then the link to that is in the video description. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and other than that, I will see you in the next video.